Great Smoky Mountain National Park, Cades Cove. So if you're not familiar with Cades Cove, today we're going to kind of take you on a tour of Cades Cove. We're right by the entrance right now. We're going to give you some tips and some things that you really need to know about Cades Cove. And because the Great Smoky Mountain National Park is the most visited of all national parks, planning your trip effectively is kind of important, especially when you come to Cades Cove. This is going to be our third trip into Cades Cove. The first time we came, we drove, which we're driving today. The second time we were on bikes, which the key to the biking Cades Cove really is Wednesdays.
Yes.
During the summer on Wednesdays, Cades Cove, which is a 13-mile loop road, is closed on Wednesdays to vehicles and open to bikers and hikers only. So if you want to have the best experience biking, and we biked it, had a great time, did the whole thing. I really earned my pizza and beer after the trip.
Yeah, you did.
So
because he rode the bike up every hill, I went into it saying I'm going to walk my bike up the hills and ride my bike down the hills. Guess what I did? Just that.
Just that.
I think the best part about the Great Smoky Mountain National Park is that it's free. There is no entry fee to this park. This park actually has different sections to it. So you have your main part of the Great Smoky Mountain National Park, where like Cleanman's Dome is, the Newfound Gap Road, all of that kind of stuff. Cades Cove is separate from it, and it's a beautiful drive between the two. If you're in Pigeon Forge and you're going to be driving to Cades Cove, you get to follow this beautiful river all the way into Cades Cove, and then you can stop at the visitor center and grab a cup of coffee or whatever, and they have some t-shirts and restrooms.
Another thing that you need to, maybe you noticed already.
Oh yeah, today it is 45 degrees this morning.
Although it is almost the end of September. It is September 27th. This is much more my kind of weather, long sleeve shirts and vests. That's the best. So today we're going to go and enjoy it. Now, 10 minutes ago when we stopped here and started setting up, there was no traffic. But you've probably heard cars going by like crazy. So get here early. Our first time when we drove, it took us 3.5 hours to drive the 13 miles because traffic was that slow.
Because
bears.
If you want to see bears, of course nothing is ever guaranteed, but this is the best place to come to potentially see the bears. When we did it the first time, we did see bears. When we rode our bikes, we saw what, 7 or 8 bears?
8 bears that day.
8 bears that day, and 4 deer,
right.
And you can get to stop at all of the buildings. Let's go show them all of the buildings.
Cades Cove, here we go.
We got time on our side. We're in a state of hope. I need you on my fire. I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way. We got everything here, at least to stay alive, and the time that we share.
Anyway, Cades Cove Road has lots of places along the road that you can stop. It's 11 miles, not 13. Come early because the parking lots fill up quick, and with a big truck like ours, it makes it even harder.
Yeah, we were not able to stop at the first one because both parking lots were full.
And it's like 9:30 when we started.
Right, so our first stop is the Primitive Baptist Church, and they do still have services here according to the signs. There's a graveyard, and a lot of them were from the 1800s, so it's pretty cool to just walk around that and look at all the dates and stuff.
And they actually have park representatives here that provide you with information about the church and the people that are buried out back.
Yeah, pretty cool.
We got time on our side. We're in a state of hope. I need you on my fire. I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way.
doing this road, you need to be sure to have lots of patience.
Lots of time.
Lots of time. Like we said, our first trip, it took us 3 hours to get around this loop because it was just so busy. Average 4 to 5, maybe 6 miles an hour. And then, of course, while you're stopping to see all of the different buildings that they have to offer, and then walking through the cemeteries, it's just going to be a lot of fun. And, you know, sometimes bring a picnic lunch.
A lot of people do that, and I've seen people bring chairs because there's these beautiful fields out here, and there's some parking next to those, and I've seen people sitting in the field just taking in the view and enjoying their picnic lunch.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of pull-outs where you can just pull out, even if you have to walk a little bit to the field. There's tons of pull-outs where you can just get off the road and enjoy the afternoon, the beautiful weather, the sceneries, and even if you don't see animals, it's still just beautiful.
And remember, leave no trace.
Pack it in, pack it out.
Clouds and thunders standing in my way, but I must try to figure it out anyway. Songs of worries travel with the storm, but I must try to figure it out alone. Yeah, I must try to figure it out alone. And now, ooh, when you're gone, ooh, I know things won't be the same no more, I'm sure. It'll take a while 'cause I'm still sore, yeah. Now, ooh, when you're gone, I know I still have a long way to walk, I'm sure. It'll take a while to reach the golden shore. Walls and mountains standing in my way, but I must try to figure it out anyway. Tales of worries travel with the storm, but I must try to figure it out alone. Yeah, I must try to figure it out alone. And now, ooh, when you're gone, ooh, I know things won't be the same no more, I'm sure. It'll take a while 'cause I'm still sore, yeah.
This is the Dan Lawson place. I really kind of like looking at these old built homes and looking at the way they built them back in the day. I don't know how old it is, I just know it's old. You think about how long something like this manages to last in this kind of environment, and I'm sure the upkeep is pretty minimal as far as like what the parks put into keeping it, but they do something for sure. But it's just amazing how long something like this has managed to stand the test of time.
I must try to figure it out alone. Yeah, I must try to figure it out alone.
Basically, it's
Which the key to the biking Cades Cove really is Wednesdays.
yes.
During the summer on Wednesdays, Cades Cove, which is a 13-mile loop road, is closed on Wednesdays to vehicles and open to bikers and hikers only. So if you want to have the best experience biking, and we biked it, had a great time, did the whole thing. I really earned my pizza and beer after the trip.
Yeah, you did.
So
Because he rode the bike up every hill, I went into it saying I'm going to walk my bike up the hills and ride my bike down the hills. Guess what I did? Just that.
Just
So
that.
we got out of the truck to go and check out the church. When we get back in the truck, somebody thinks that she needs to have a cookie.
it's cookie time.
It's cookie time.
And it can never be one cookie. It always has to be 2 cookies.
So guess who's getting her cookies? Look
There
at
goes
you.
one. Here's the other one. Come on up and get it. There you go. Well, if they're gonna wait up there,
That silly little sky bird.